Hey everybody, good evening, greetings from Gary, Indiana. Or is it Lake Station? Anyway, we are on Interstate 90 and 80. The local time here is 6:44. The temperature is a beautiful 64 degrees. It is gorgeous out here today. Pilot Transport. Beautiful, beautiful KW. So, should we go through town or should we go around? Should we go around or should we go through town? Oh, decisions. If we go through town, there's no more tolls. But they could have a traffic jam up there. Chicago's like a box of chocolate. You'll never know what you're gonna get. Well, the traffic here is moving pretty nice. Maybe Chicago would be nice also. Yeah, let's go through town. Yep. Hey, do people still use the expression "stick it to the man"? Stick it to the man. Vote for Donald Trump just because. Stick it to the man. Yeah. Vote for anybody that can stick it up to the man, right? And I don't agree with Donald Trump, everything he says. And you know what? No matter who's your candidate, it's always going to be you don't vote for everything they say. You're going to vote for him or her anyway because, well, it follows your best choice. Every candidate is like that. No candidate has ever been perfectly agreeable to somebody. There's always the pros and cons about any candidate. I don't know. You know, the politics of the world does not depend on the human love of people. It's all by sovereignty of God. And yet, at the same time, God chooses those people, whoever they, whether they're moral or immoral, or, you know, to do His will. And so it's somewhat irrelevant and irrelevant. You know, God's will be done regardless. But I think that in a human level, of course, the more moral people in the government, I think the better, you know, the world will be. Put it this way. You were on a cruise ship. The passenger of the cruise ship has got nothing, absolutely nothing to do where that ship's destination is headed for. Right? The destination is set. Somebody's at the helm, and no matter how much what you do in that ship or not do, that ship is gonna go to where the set destination is. However, the passenger's responsibility is their choice. How is going to make, you know, the voyage between point A to point B, that's solely up to the passenger's choices. They can do it in a miserable way, or they can arrive with everybody happy. And I think the world is like that, right? I mean, the world is headed for a destination. The world has an appointment with destiny. It's gonna get there regardless of how we do it. The only difference is how it's going to arrive, in what condition. I think that part of it we have the control of. The choices that we make and the choices of people that we put in office. I don't know. One of the biggest reasons why I'm voting for Trump is just solely to stick it to the man. You know, when the Democrats and the Republicans, they're supposed to be mortal enemies. When they gang up, when they find a common enemy, and they can be friends for a time, I think which what they're doing right now. The Democrats and the Republicans are actually teaming up to derail Trump. And anybody in that position that can make two enemies become friends for one goal, I think they're worth the look. know, of all these oh boy, provocative speeches that Donald Trump has said since the beginning of his campaign, I think it was all designed to get a free ride from the press. Did you know that no one in history that the media has covered more than Donald Trump? They calculated all the hours, the air time that Donald Trump accumulated of all the networks. They estimate him to be doing about $2 billion worth of free airtime and publicity. And I think Donald Trump is a very smart guy, and I think he designed it that way. I think people are interested in him, whether it's good or bad, because he provokes people. I think it's a brilliant strategy. Now, whether he's really going to do what he says, I don't know. Besides, let's just say Donald Trump is a fraud. Let's just say he can't do the things that he promises he can do. Well, we absolutely lose nothing, don't we? I mean, given the alternative, what? Hillary and Sanders, they're no better. Ted Cruz works for the Republican. They're just playing tag team. They all work for the same, corporations. But my logic is, this country has tried the Republicans, the Democrat, year after year after year for what, 100 years? It's the same story, the same song, the same broken promises, the same read my lips. Let's just do something different for once. Donald Trump is making the big boys really nervous, like Soros and all those rich people, that the power to be. I don't know, if those guys are nervous, I'm really interested to see what happens. Let me say this, my hope is not with human hands, human government. My hope is in my Lord Jesus Christ. And but since I still have to live here for a season, I guess I have to get involved. Some people say, well, I'm not going to vote. There's no better choice, no choice out there to pick. I think not voting is worse than to vote somebody in, the wrong person in. Well, you vote somebody in, you vote somebody in. you don't vote until it becomes, then everybody don't vote and it becomes normal, and then pretty soon we all lose the right to vote. What does it say? The election is rigged. Our vote doesn't really count. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know the difference. But if somehow there was a chance that my vote, my one vote would count, just to be able to stick it to the man, I'll vote. I wish I could afford a big billboard that says, stick it to the man. Vote Donald Trump. Right downtown Chicago. Well, we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Peace.